We're excited to welcome costume designer Elisabeth Vastola. You've seen her work in season 2 of Marvel's Jessica Jones and the movie The Purge: Election Year. She also recently worked on season 3 of Marvel's Daredevil on Netflix, which comes out today.
Welcome, Elisabeth.
Hi, so happy to be here.
Thanks for being here. So in the past years, we've seen superhero adaptations get darker and more modern and sort of go away from the bright colors and the leotards. So what's it like to design a costume that fits this new tone but is still creative?
I think it's really exciting. You know, I think that it's some way to connect with comic book art and with comic book characters and superheroes that's a little bit more grounded and feels a little bit more, I think, exciting for a modern viewer because, you know, we see with trends in cosplay and, of course, Halloween costumes and then just, you know, working it into your everyday clothing. You know, I think there can be a really strong relationship between costume design of a, let's say, Marvel Netflix show and, you know, the modern audience.
Yeah. How did you break into the business?
I always loved clothing. I think ever since I was very young, and my mom and dad really supported me in like expressing myself, wearing crazy things to school. And then I think as I went to school for English and art history, but I just found myself drawn to costume design and being in New York City, there's so much opportunity for that. And so I just sort of decided at the end of like my college career to kind of go for it. And it's just been an amazing journey.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So we said, season 3 is coming up. What can you tell us about Daredevil and Fisk's new updated looks?
Well, for Daredevil, at the beginning of season 3, he is basically in the lowest place we've ever seen him. Emotionally, psychologically, physically, he's hurt in all those ways. And I think his costume reflects that. We see him going back to his black look that he's worn in the first season of Daredevil when he was just sort of starting out and trying to, figure out how he was going to assume this identity for himself. And for our season, on season 3, we tweak it a little bit and bring a little bit more texture to it, have it feel a little more gritty and grungy. And for Fisk, when we start with him, he is in jail, and he breaks out of jail. We sort of see how that unfolds, and he gets to don his like iconic white suit from the comic books this season, which is really exciting for us. And that was just a massive build and incredible process and journey, and I think fans are excited to see it.
Yeah. What was it like to build that iconic suit?
Oh my gosh! I mean, it was an incredible collaboration with Vincent D'Onofrio and Marvel and Eric, our showrunner, and actually, the trickiest part of it was finding the right fabric for it. It definitely, we knew it had to be a wool, but it also had to have some sort of silk component into it. And amazing shopper Sean found this incredible fabric, and then we basically bought it out of existence in the city, and we're very lucky that way. Yeah,
I love that. So you had mentioned Halloween, right?
Yes.
Can you give our viewers some tips if they want to do a DIY Jessica Jones look, maybe?
Sure. Jessica's a great look, I think, to work into your life, not only for Halloween, but you definitely need a pair of light wash jeans, a really heavy pair of boots, black leather boots, and a black leather jacket for sure. And then I think the best underlayer is white or a light color. It kind of helps with the color composition of the outfit. And some, just a pair of like old black gloves that you can cut the fingers off of. And I mean, I think to top it off, you really want that black hair, either like temporary, dye or get a wig, but that just kind of brings the whole like darkness to the look, I think. Makes it complete.
What about the Daredevil costume?
Yeah, that's a really easy one to do DIY because the whole concept behind it is DIY. I mean, he basically makes it for himself. So, and I think one of the exciting things this season is that we get to see that play out and we see how he makes it. But it's pretty simple to replicate. It's a crew neck long sleeve shirt and a pair of sort of heavy black trousers. You want a pair of like really good rubber sole black boots that lace up. And then for the more costumey elements of the look, like the mask and the gloves, the gloves, the base of them are just a black kind of boxing wrap that you can create with shreds of fabric and just wrap them around your wrists. And then on top of that, we cut up jump ropes and just sort of started to wrap them in like a Muay Thai way, and however you know is comfortable for you, I think works. And the mask, I always say that you could get just another kind of waffle t-shirt and cut it into strips and then try to wrap it around your face and then tie in the back, and then you could just take a little piece of like white fabric, either an old t-shirt you cut up, and slip it kind of under there. And then if you want to be really hardcore and wear the mask down the whole time, you can cut little holes for your eyes and just put like black face paint there, or you could kind of wear it up. Obviously, he's blind, so he doesn't need to, you know, access his eyesight.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right, so Elisabeth, you are the queen of costumes.
I was waiting.
Yes. So, do you have a Halloween costume?
Ooh, that is such a good question. One of the costumes that I was one year, and it's kind of in the back of my closet, is I try to whip it out, is like a really good Queen Elizabeth.
Casual.
Yeah, casual, you know.
Just easy.
Just wipe the face up on top of your head, you know, get a huge skirt and like some kind of corset situation and get some like collar going. And yeah, I like when people dress up and they kind of either are playing on something of their own identity, either it's a name or something that they feel close to, like a character or a feeling they like. I think those are the most interesting and like vibrant costumes.
Yeah. Are there any Halloween costumes you're looking forward to seeing this season?
Of course, Daredevil and Jessica.
Oh, okay.
No question. My, you know, my homeboy and homegirl. And of course, Fisk. I mean, that's a challenge, white on white on white on white. But, you know, it's always so exciting, I think, for a costume designer to see somebody replicate something that you've done. It really makes you feel like you've connected on like a really visceral level. So, yeah.
Well, thank you, Elisabeth,
You're
so much
so
for joining
welcome.
us.
Yeah,
It
what
was
a blast.